Hallo, schön, dass Sie zum anschließenden Filmgespräch zu Almost Forever geblieben sind. Wir warten noch einen kleinen Moment, bis die Regisseurin Hanna Reinikainen da ist. Hi. Thank you for taking your time to speak with us with this very touching movie. Um, I I would like to start our conversation with a rather classic question about how you met your protagonists, but also connected to the fact that you started filming just after the first lockdown in 2020. Um, so yeah, could you tell us a little bit more about how you've met them and also how the decision was made to concentrate more on Jasmine, Philip, and Leo?
Sure. Yeah, we met them in the spring of 2020 because we just had our premiere of our last feature film, Always Amber, at the Berlinale, and it was kind of like the last film festival that was happening before the lockdown. So we were like stuck in Stockholm. We're like, okay, let's start a new project. And Leah were casting for SVT series, and we didn't have that much of like lockdown as other countries in Sweden. We had a pretty chill lockdown. You can still like go up and meet up people and so on. So she went to the skate park to cast the youngsters for the series, and then she met this crew, and then it was Jasmine, Philip, and some other friends of theirs. And they were like, from her point of view, I think she was struck by their curiosity and openness towards the world. They were pretty like utopian kind of group because they came from different parts of Stockholm, different socioeconomic backgrounds. And it was very interesting that they had found each other like outside of school and outside of activities and so on, which is quite unusual because it's a segregated city. So that's what's like struck us with them, and they introduced me to them, and they were super open about filming, and they were also interested in filming themselves, and that we gave them these cameras so they could like also be protagonists in the film and like have agency of their story. And so we started this like collaboration, and we didn't know where it would like lead to. And we gave cameras to like 5 people in the Bruno Park, and then Jasmine and Philip were the ones that filmed most. They gave us a lot of material and were very into letting us film them as well. So that's why they became like the main protagonists.
I hope I managed to answer all your questions.
Yes, perfectly. Thank you. Since you also just mentioned that they come from different social backgrounds, what I noticed at least was that Leo and Philip, they do have a migration background. Did you feel like they had a different upbringing than Jasmine, or is that something that you discussed a lot?
Yes, definitely. And it's very interesting because I would say that Philip, he comes from a classic like middle class home. He has a Tanzanian background. Both his parents had Tanzanian heritage, but he grew up in Sweden. So, and he has this big family with a lot of sisters, pretty like stable economic situation, I would say, and a very warm family. But of course, it's a thing growing up as a Black young man in Sweden because and also because they hang out with a pretty like white group of friends. Like group of friends are pretty like white, except for Philip and Leo in the beginning when we started filming them. So guess also Philip and Leo's connection was like even stronger when they met, because they had this like thing in common as well. And Jasmine, she's from a more like working class area, growing up with her alone and mom and her two brothers. So I think they had like different experiences, and of course, have another heritage is one of them that affected them and made them who they are.
Thank you. I would like to already open now for the audience to pose questions. Is there anyone?
You just said there was a lot of material. I can imagine there were like 5 young people with a camera. How many hours, days of material it was at the end? And my second question, how often did you meet them in real person during the years? Like it was, 2 times a year. Yeah, how many times?
Yes, a lot of material. We had their selfie material with the cameras that we gave them, or we also had their cell phone videos that they wanted to give us, and also our own film material. I think it's over 300 hours, and it's like from all these years. So it was so much. Our editor came in right in the beginning, and he's been in editing once every year since we started, because we needed to go through so much material. It could be like, we didn't know what the film was going to be, so we wanted to have like an open mind towards it. But I would say we met them, maybe we tried to make their walls every second week. So we met them a lot of times. We really hung out at their place, and especially in the beginning, because it's really important to like form a bond, and also as a director filming a younger person and like a power that we sit as a director, you really have to like also open up yourself to make the persons that you feel safe, so they will open up. So we formed a very special bond, and we didn't feel like all the time that we hung out either. So, but we had a lot of time, a lot of film material.
Is there another question in the audience? If no, I would like to pose a question. Since what was your initial goal when you made this film? Like, I know you have been doing a few coming of age films, like, or it's not your first one. Did you have a specific theme in mind, or was it open from the beginning just to see where it's going to develop, also depending on what the protagonists want to share? Was there some kind of development that surprised you, or
I think we, of course, had an open mind in the beginning, but we knew that we wanted to film for a longer time period than we did with Always Amber. It was shot for 3 years, and we wanted to try to cover like teenage years and like make the time, the red thread, and like see them grow up in front of the camera was like the main idea from the beginning. And then we also had like in the beginning we thought that we would just film in the summertime, but then we were like, okay, we're also interested in like their relationships, and a lot of things happen when it's not summer, so we had to like start filming in other parts of the year as well. But the most surprising thing that happened is, of course, the sexual assault and everything regarding that really made us. We had to rethink what the film was going to be about. And then, as in our previous feature film, we always try to, when we cover like young people's life, we really think that their self-choose relationships is like one of the most important and interesting things to try to portray, because it really shapes your identity. So, and in this thing with the sexual assault, it really affected them a lot, and the group, of course. So, and it was a struggle trying to like how do we navigate this from morally, like how can we do this in a good way without exploiting anyone or and not hide anything either. So it's been a struggle, but I think we landed somewhere that we feel safe with, and that was like the most important thing, and also that they feel okay with and safe with.
Since we're almost reaching the end of our Q&A, I would like to pose the last question. You're a pretty young filmmaker yourself, or I don't know how many years are between you. I guess not more than 10, probably. What would you say if you compare your teenage years to those of Jasmine, Philip, and Leo? Would you say they're quite similar, or can you see many differences in your experiences?
Yes, I think it's actually a lot of difference. Only like those 10 years, because I think like, because I was in their age before the Me Too movements, especially regarding like these things about sexual assault and stuff. It was like a whole different vibe, it feels like. And cancel culture was not a thing at all. If someone would be canceled, we'd be like the victim. Which is horrible, of course. So I think it changed a lot, and like making this film also made me process a lot, like on my own teenage years. And I also think you can really feel the uncertainty in the world in the last side, like how they think it's so important to like have a stable economic life, like money, talk a lot about money all the time, which we didn't at all in that sense. Of course, we needed to make a living, and like but I would say, because I'm also from like a middle class home as Philip, I think he talks so much more about the money and wanting to be rich and stuff like that. And that's something about the society today and the time we're living in right now.
Hannah, thank you very much for showing up today. And I would like to remind you again that this film is nominated for the Audience Award. Please, my colleague is already standing there with the QR code. You can scan it there or from the screen. And enjoy the rest of DOK.fest. And once again, please give a warm applause to Hannah. Oh, she's gone. And thank you very much. See you soon. Bye.